Hello and welcome to another tutorial from Moo Out. In this tutorial, we're going to be making a football penalty shooter game using Windows Form and C#. Let's take a look at how this game works. So at the beginning, we have the football pitch, just the goal part, and then you have the football and 5 aims along with the goalkeeper. So the aim of the game is to literally click on the aims here, and as you click on it, the ball will activate, and so will the goalkeeper, and goalkeeper will choose one of these positions randomly, and then if the player selected position and the goalkeeper's position match, then it will be a miss, else it will be a score. So let's take a look. We're just going to click on this. So I click on the right one here, but the goalkeeper picked left, so I scored that goal. I'm going to take another one. So right now the goalkeeper picked that corner one and I picked the corner one as well, so I missed that. So score there. Click on this one. So right now he picked right, I'll pick left. Okay, he picked the other condition, and then we go. Okay, so as you can see, I picked the top one, and then I also missed another one. All right, so we're going to be making this one using Windows Form. So let's go ahead and create a new project. Okay, so before we get started, make sure you download the images from Moo Out website. We're going to be importing these into the Windows Form to make the game look the way it did. Okay, so in this window, let's click on create a new project. I want to pick the Windows Form app.net. Let's call this one Shootout game Moo Out. So football penalty shootout game Moo Out. Click next. .NET 6 is fine. Okay, so right here we have our empty project. First, let's go and add the title text to the project. Say football Moo Out. So the title gets added there, and then we're going to set the height and the width of this one. So the height is going to be the width is going to be 915, and height is going to be 717. Okay, so we want it to be this big. If you scroll up to the background image, and then scroll up to the background image here, let's go ahead and import them to the property resources. So I'm going to select all of these pictures, now click open, and I'll select the background image. Background image gets added here. So it does fit quite nicely, but we want to make sure it fits corner to corner, so that's why we're going to choose the stretch image option. Okay, so let's go ahead and add 2 labels. So I'm just going to add one label first. Okay, so this one's going to be called scored 0. I'm going to name this one LBL score. Okay, I set the back color to transparent. Let's go to the font size to 22, bold. Okay, and then choose the fore color to white. Okay, just copy and paste this one, and we're going to move it over here. About there is fine. Name this one LBL mist, and then all the other stuff can stay the same. And then just change the text to mist:0. So it shows the score and the mist both. Okay, let's go ahead and add the aim picture boxes. So if I go ahead and drag and drop a picture box here. Okay, so let's go and set the size of this one to 40 by 40. Okay, so that's the size. If I go to the image, select the target like so, and then go to the size mode, change the size mode to stretch image, so it shows up there, and then we're going to give it a background color of yellow. Okay, so it pops a little bit from the background. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to place 5 of these right around here. So 2 here, 1, 2 here, and then another one, and another one over here. Okay, and we have to name them appropriately, so we should be able to call them from the code. Okay, so if I name this one left and then also put a tag called left as well. Okay, and then I'll place another one here. I'm just copying and pasting it. I'll still say inside the goal. Okay, and then call this one right, and also give it a tag of right. So just make sure name and the tag matches. I'm going to paste another one. Place it right here. So this one's going to be top left, top lowercase, capital L F E F T. Okay, the text is a little bit smaller, so yeah, just make sure the top is lowercase and then an L is capital. Okay, do the same for the tag. Okay, paste another one here, and this one just going to be the top. Use the keyboard to move it a little bit. So this one can just be all lowercase top, and then change the tag as well to top, and then paste another one here. Okay, and then just drag that to the corner here. Oh, let's go to up. There we are. Okay, so there's the 5 here. I just need to name this one now to top right. So we're going to follow the same camel casing as the top left, and then just the R with the capital R, please. Okay, and then do the top right here as a tag. Okay, so these are the aims done. We need another picture box. Well, we actually need 2 more. So let's do the goalkeeper first, and then we can do the football. So the goalkeeper one, let's call this one goalkeeper. Okay, no need for a tag on this one. We're going to set the background to transparent, and then we will load up a stand image for the goalkeeper. Okay, stand small. And because the picture is going to change, so what we're going to do is I've sized the pictures up so it fits in nicely inside of this area. So if I change that to a auto size, okay, so we can actually position that quite nicely here. Okay, so we can reposition the goalkeeper if we need to a little bit later on, but for now this works just fine. Okay, so we need another picture box. This time I'm going to do the same thing as before. Set this one to transparent. Okay, set the image to the football. Set the size mode to auto size, so it fits in with just where the football is, and then name this one football. Okay, so what we need now is we need 2 timers. Okay, so the reason we're going to need 2 timers is one is to move the ball and one is to move the keeper. Okay, so because we want to move them independently from each other. Okay, so if I just click on timer 1, I'm going to call this one keeper timer with a capital K and a capital T. Keep enable to false, that's fine. Set interval to 20, and click on the second timer. I call this one ball timer with a capital B and a capital T, and set the interval to 20 as well. Okay, so now that's been set. So let's double check the location for the football. Let's set the football location to 430 by 500, so it's set up here. Okay, and then we can take a look at the goalkeeper's location to 418 and 169. Okay, so it's slightly there because that's where it's going to be reset from the code. So we want to make sure, like, it represents the right values here. Okay, so now it's time to add the events. So first one we're going to do is I'm going to select each of them. Right, so you can do this individually, but I like to do it all together. So if you hold the shift key and click on the, so basically if you hold, if I select one of them first, right? If you hold the shift key and then just click on them individually, just careful not to click on the actual form. Okay, so with these 5 selected, we can go to the events window, go to click, type in set goal target event. Okay, So when we click on these, we want to register that this is where we intend to shoot the ball to, right? So it can be to either ones. Now we click on the keeper timer. Let's type in here, keeper timer event. Okay, now that's been added, and then click on the ball timer event. Okay, so that way it's all named properly. Okay, so now what we need is we need two independent functions. Private void, let's say check score. So this one is going to check the score for the game, and then we need a private void change goalkeeper image. Okay, because we have got like 5 different images for the goalkeeper depending on the state that it will be in, it's best to do it in a separate function, so that's where the program stays a bit more organized. Okay, so if we go to the top here and let's start adding our variables. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with a list of string. Okay, let's name this list keeper positions. Position is fine. Okay, keeper position is fine. Change that last brackets to the curly brackets here. So what we're going to do, we're going to define the children inside this list, right? So the children is going to be left, right, top left, and top right, because those are the 5 positions that we want, well, the keeper can move to, and those are the 5 positions that we can pretty much use. Okay, and we will need another list of, but this one's going to be a list of picture boxes. Okay, and we can just leave that one empty for now. Actually, we can just delete the picture here, and we can redefine it inside of the form. Okay, we're going to need a few integers, so we need an int called ball x equals to 0, int called ball y equal to 0. So ball x and y will control the speed and the direction of the ball. Okay, so int goal is equals to 0, int miss is equal to 0 as well, and then we need a string called state, a string called player target. Okay, that will be a bool aim set. So we need a boolean to see whether the aim is set. That way we can reduce any double clicking on the targets. Okay, and then we need a random. Okay, so these are the variables that we need. So this is for the ball speed, goal miss, and the state here is going to be the state of the goalkeeper. So goalkeeper can pick any of these as its state. And then we also got the player target, which should be selected from the tags that we set for those picture boxes. Okay, so let's set up the picture box list here. So I'm just going to change the name here from picture box to goal target, so that way it's a little bit easier to read. Okay, so say goal target like so equals to a list, and then inside of this list now we can actually find all of them. So the reason we named them is so it's easier to write them here. So that way we know exactly which one is which. So we've got left, right, top, top left, and top right. So those are the 5 that we got. Okay. Okay, we'll work our way down. So what we'll do first is we'll go for the set target event. So this is going to be the event that is triggered once these picture boxes are clicked. Okay. So first of all, we're going to say if aim set is equals true. Right, and then we can just return back to the program, right? So this will stop us from, oh, okay, I did that thing. So I'm just doing it in one line just to save some space. So if the picture box is already clicked and the aim is set, we don't want the players to sort of double click on the picture boxes again, because that way what's going to happen is it's going to reset the ball and it's going to try to animate it in the same position over and over again. So that way we want the animation to finish first before we can let the player make another decision in the game. Okay, so then we're going to say ball timer dot start. So once the aim is set, we can start the timer. Keeper timer dot start as well. So the keeper can pick its location right after we picked our location as well. Okay, and then we're going to say change goalkeeper image, of course, so that's going to have to happen. And now we need to figure out which part we actually picked. So let's say bar sender object equals to picture box and then sender. So the sender object is going to be linked to this one here. So the actual picture box that sent this event. Okay. So then what we'll do is we're going to say sender object dot back color is equals to color dot beige. So just to see sort of get a feedback on whether the click has been registered and so on. Okay, so right here we're going to be setting up the ball speed and also set up the player target to sort of capture which area the player is going to be shooting the ball to. So let's do an if statement here. Say sender object dot tag dot to string is equals to, let's say, top right. Okay, so if we clicked on the top right one, the ball x is going to be equals to -7, right? And then ball y, we can set it to say 15. So that's the angle that we're going to go with. So it's going to go slightly towards the top side of it, and then it's going to angle towards the top right. And then we're going to say player target is equals to sender object dot tag dot to string, and then aim set is equals to true. Okay, so what we can do for the rest of them is we can sort of copy and paste this if statement here, because some of it is going to stay the same. So in this case we're going to say right. So if it's just going right, we sort of want the angle to be a bit more steep, so it's going to be -=11 instead of -7. Okay, and then once again it's just going to set the tag to it. So let's do that one, the top. So top part of it, so ball x is going to be equals to 0, and then ball y will be say 20. Okay, so it's just going to move the ball up. Okay, then this one's going to be top left. Okay, let's go with 8, and then 15 is fine here. Okay, and then last one is left, and then we're just going to change that to 7 and 11. So after the check score, what we can do now is we can do the ball timer event, so that way we can try to run the game and see if the ball is actually moving into the right angle. Okay, so let's say football dot left is going to be -=ball x, and then football dot top is going to be -=ball y. So it's linked to the ball x and y values there. So as we click on it, those values are going to be passed into this timer, and it will move it accordingly. Okay, and then we need to run a for each loop. So for each, say picture box, call it x in goal targets, goal target, and then right here we can say if football dot bounds dot intersect with x dot bounds. Okay, so if it hits any of the x's or the actual goal targets, then we're going to relocate the football and reset the ball x, ball y, set aim to false, and stop the timer. Okay, so say football dot location is equals to new point. Okay, so we can just put the x and y value together here instead of doing in two separate lines. So 413 and 500. Ball x is equal to 0, ball y is equal to 0, aim set to false, and ball timer dot stop. Okay, so it's a lot easier to do this with the loop, because this is why we added them all to the list earlier on, because that way we don't have to individually go ahead and check if the ball is hitting this one or this one or this one. Okay, so let's go ahead and run this game now. Let's see what it does. So if I click on this one, you see the ball is slowly moving towards that, slowly moving towards that one. The frame rate looks like it's struggling. Just want to make sure the angles are okay. All right, so to improve the frame rates a little bit more, because there's like quite a lot of picture boxes, we can enable double buffered on the Windows form, and that should remedy some of it. Let's take a look. So double buffered to true. So if you just click on the form, find double buffered and set that to true. Okay, so now let's see how it works. So it's a lot better now. I think the left, I could possibly make it slightly more, because it looks like it's edging out a little bit. Let's go find the left position here. So ball Y, even to 7. I think like 1 more pixel up would be perfect. Yep, now I do. So it looks like it's intentionally going that way. So see, I can't double click on it even if I wanted to, so that way it actually saves us from resetting the game over and over again. Okay. Okay, so now let's do the keeper timer. So the keeper timer is what's going to be moving the goalkeeper towards any direction the state is choosing. So basically, if the state is left, then we have to make sure that it knows where the top position and the left position is and where to move to. So first we're going to start off with a switch statement, and then we're going to switch to the state. So whatever value is passed through the state, right, we need to do that. So right here we're going to say inside the switch statement we need a case. Let's start with left. And let's do a break here. We'll copy and paste that over a little bit. So we'll do goalkeeper keeper.left is going to be minus equals 6. So we want to move the goalkeeper towards the left of the screen. Right, and then the goalkeeper.top is going to be equals to 204, because the image is going to change, so we want to make sure that the top part is lowered a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to get rid of some of the empty spots here, so it's easier to see a lot of them. Okay, let's copy that line, and then we'll change this one to right. So instead of minus equals, this will be plus equals 6. Okay, and then I'll change this one to top. So top, I'm just going to delete the left from there, because we don't need that. Okay, and then that's going to be just minus equals 6. So just moving towards the top. Now focus on top left. Okay, so left is fine, and then top is going to be minus equals 3. So that's the angle that we need. Okay, and then top right. Okay, minus this one's going to be plus equals, so moving it to the other direction, and this one's also going to be going to be a minus equals, because to move the goalkeeper up we need to do minus equals, but if you do a plus equals here, it's going to move the goalkeeper down instead. Okay, but we're moving it towards the right, so it's going to be the top right. So this is the full switch statement, and then right under the switch statement we need to do a for each loop. Okay, similar to the one that we did before. X in goal target, and then say if goalkeeper dot bounds dot intersect with x dot bounds. So if the goalkeeper intersects with any of the goal targets, we're going to reset the goalkeeper again. Okay, so say keeper timer dot stop, reset the goalkeeper's location again. Goalkeeper the location, put a new point, and then we're going to set it to 418 by 169. Okay, and then goalkeeper image is going to be reset again. Resources dot stand, so stand small, so we want that to be reset back to there. So with the goalkeeper done, we can actually do the change keeper timer image, and then we can test it out. Inside of this function, we're going to say keeper timer dot start. Spelled that wrong, way wrong. Okay, dot start, and then we'll make a new integer here. Int I equals to random dot next, then between 0 and keeper position dot count. Okay, so it's going to basically generate a random number between 0 and the items that are inside of this list here, which are there's only 5 items here. So you got the left, right, top left, and top right. Okay. So whichever number that it chose, what we're going to do is we're going to say state, and then keeper position equals to I. So basically, whichever number that it chose, the string, we're going to save it inside the state. Okay, and then depending on the state, or depending on the number that we generated, we'll be able to change the picture of the goalkeeper. So we're going to do another switch statement here. This time we're going to just look for I. So whatever number that it generated. So if it generates 0, it generates a case 0. Do a break here. Okay, and then we say goalkeeper the image equals to properties dot resources. So the 0, the first item on the list is a left, so we're going to go for left. So it says left small save. Okay, and then I'm going to match it to 1. So this one's going to be right small save. The number 2 was, because the arrays go from 0 all the way through, so number 2 was the top save there, and then number 3 was top left. Okay, so as you can see, it says 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, and then the last one is top right. Okay, so we're going to say yes top right. So whichever number they generate is going to be able to save the image just like that for us. Okay, so as long as the pictures are changing, the animation should look okay. Right, we can try this out now. Okay, so as you can see, the goalkeeper will change image. So then it didn't do the thing. Okay, top right. Oh. I'll put it as 2 right instead of top right. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, there we are. So each of the angles are now working. I'm just pressing on one of them. Let's see if it all triggers it. It looks fine. Okay, so now we've got one more function to do, which is the check score. Right, so the check score function, right here we say if state equals player target. So if the state of the goalkeeper and the player target matches, meaning both are aiming for the same target, then we know we missed that goal, right? Because the goalkeeper is going to save that one. So we're going to say miss plus plus and then semicolon, and then we'll say lbl missed dot text is equals to missed plus miss. Okay, so it's just going to basically show how many goals we have missed. Okay, and then we can say else. So if they're both not the same, we're going to say goal plus plus, right? And then lbl goal. Oh, lbl score. The text is going to be equals to scored plus goal. Okay, so this one going to be very, very simple because we already capturing the user target, and we also capturing which one the goalkeeper has set, and this is why we named them the same way here, right, as the tags from the picture boxes, so that way we can actually just justify it fairly quicker instead of having any issues. Now if you are typing the same code and you see that little blue, green line show up here, don't worry, but it's basically like a warning to say that you are explicitly trying to compare one thing to another, but it will still work exactly the same way. Okay, so let's run the game now. I click on that. I scored 1, scored 2, scored 3. Okay, so now goalkeeper has managed to save 1 after 13. Okay. All right. So I've intentionally left out the part where you can win or lose the game. So see if you can add that to the game and see if you can add anything else to hopefully make the game a little bit more interesting. So hopefully you found this tutorial helpful on how to create a football penalty shootout game in Windows Form, and I will see you on the next one.